Good morning, world. And good morning, Barbara McVeigh, my special guest this morning on Monday. Actually, I have three other guests who've been invited, but everything on short notice. So it doesn't surprise me. I'm amazed and happy to see Barbara's face this morning. And here at California Times with me, Guy, we're going to limit this to 15 minutes. That means turn your timer on now, Guy. What I wanted to make this issue about was two things on my mind, Barbara. Now, and the context of Barbara's life and my life and the big life that we all share, there's various realities and truths. So we're gonna get into Barbara's reality and her truth experience. But I specifically had this notion in my mind for many years of that a different kind of political party would be valuable, could be fun. And I thought years ago that the very notion of calling a political party a party might have a key potentially to its success. She's going to give me advice.
Well, I think you said the word perfectly well. It's a party.
What's that?
Word is a party. It is a party. It is time to rally on the highest level of good energy, joy, collaboration, and bring ourselves together on the people's level, Guy, and do it with so much spirit to reshape the spirit of this state of ours of California. We have the spirit. It just hasn't been shown on the level that it should. And I think we're ready for it because I think we're recognizing that we need a 180 shift in this state of California. We, the people, are getting beaten down. We are done. Part of that we have to take responsibility for. We do. We have been giving too much power to the guys who have too much power. And they're not looking in our interest, for our interest as the people, right? And this is the time to show them who we are as the people on a good spirit level. It's got to be on a good spirit level because we have that. We all have that. We have shown our dark side, and rightfully so. There are a lot of reasons why we should be so angry. So much injustice, racial, sexual, economic. And let's start with the economic because that's the leveling ground for us all to unite. And it's time we do that. This has been, in these last 20 months, I'm going to call it out. It has been a billionaire takeover, Guy, when you see how much money the big guys have been taking from the people. It is so clear to us all, and that can manifest more into a 40-year narrative, which, as I've talked to you before, the trickle-down economics and the knockdown of labor unions, and the amount of power that the big money people have taken, right? For us people, the working people hardly making a wage anymore, a living wage. It is time we come together on a party level. Let's see what we can manifest and get in there and do a takeover of our state government to make policies that are right for the people. And we've got some ideas. My team, we are driving some ideas, which I can't wait to share with you on another day. But you're right, it's time. I mean, really look at it. The Dems and the Republicans, a two-party system. No wonder we're all becoming bipolar. We get pulled this way and then we get pulled that way. When in the essence of many of the policies, they're kind of unilateral. I mean, there's great argument to suggest in this Reagan dominated state, our statue that represents us in California is Ronald Reagan. Woo!
Well, you are
put him there, Guy.
Nancy, you are his biggest fan, Barbara.
Democrat put a Republican as a symbol of California to represent us in Washington, D.C. Does that say everything that one should know about our state of California and where we have been going on a wrong track? We need to reel it in. So yes, we do need a new party. We need a party that actually stands up for the people.
Well, my question, I want you to give me advice, because here's one of the bedrock principles of my party would be that we have a convention, and in that convention, I would say it would be like a 3-day event. I mean, it's just going to be fun. We're going to have everybody's going to get their hotel rooms. They're going to come down, and there's going to be discussions and talks. I envision 500 people putting down whatever, $100 or whatever, and we get to know each other. We come through a 3-day process where we nominate our candidates. And I would like to see in California, particularly, that we have people from every district in California there, and that this may be too ambitious, but that we nominate candidates for every Senate seat and Assembly seat. At that, we come out of it with an army ready to launch, and just
army of peace. I need to include an army of peace. This has got to be done peacefully.
Well, that would be another principle of what we're getting for him with this party would be a world that is not enforced by violence. That is not violence is not the tool to bring peace to the world, which should be self-evident by now, you would hope, but not.
I love the idea, but why bring in the idea of money in this? Do you know $500 for like me? I can't afford $500.
I didn't say $500. I said at least 500 people.
Oh, 500 people.
And money. What I wanted was simply just a simple amount that, I mean, actually, but we have to have, we have to do an RSVP. We got to get the people. To me, I feel like it's an opportunity for anybody who's got some passion and love for their community and feels an urge, a desire to want to find a way to step up on some level, to come join in. And I don't know, like we're dreaming here. You and I are dreaming. Somebody just told me on the street earlier, and I said, Guy, are you running for governor again? Just half hour again. You should run for citizen. I don't want to say anything about running. Barbara has a joyous plan to run for governor right now. But I was not here to promote your plan, but to recognize that people, for whatever reason, stick their neck out. And sometimes it seems, oh my God, how dare that? How audacious. What? Oh, they should just sit down like the rest of us and behave themselves. And so my hat's off to the bold, you and everybody. We get bold, but I don't know. Go ahead.
Allen Ginsberg's people, what was it called? The Human Sit-In. I think it was in the early 60s. It was in Golden Gate Park.
Yeah.
And it was done on more or less on a spiritual note, and it had to do actually with Mount Tamalpais. It was a connection of making a circular walk around Mount Tamalpais as a way of kind of opening up the mountain. So there was kind of a spiritual walk in that, but most importantly, it was about bringing back the human spirit. And there's a great book that actually I was just reading last night called The Circumambulation of Mount Tamalpais. And there were many locals involved in that effort, but the idea was bringing people together, because that's what we need right now, right? And the idea of being human, what is it about being human? What is it? And what you just said is this concept, what dumbfounds me is, when a person steps up, we should be saying, thank you. Thank you for sticking your neck out. Yeah, you're human. You're going to make mistakes just like the rest of us, but it's a bold move to stick your neck out because you know there will be those who will want to chop off that neck. So that is a spirit. That is a spirit of determination, guts, and also I think of goodwill for the most part. The question is, why are you sticking your neck out? Is the idea to gain power, or is it to change a system to benefit the whole, right? And I think too many times we see the intention being for power or for money. And I think that is a narrative that must change. And we must be able to see through that intention as well. And we can as humans. But what a beautiful time, Guy, it is to be human right now and to reshape. This is the opportunity we have, just like you're saying, to reshape a system that benefits the people.
Barbara, amen and yes. And I've got this little book. Now, the book that I was reading last night, I'm digging back into my science fiction from years back. And this guy, Heinlein, discusses revolution in various levels. And what do you want from a government? So the question posed in this little dialogue, for example, under what circumstances may the state justly place its welfare above that of a citizen? Question mark. Manny answers, Professor, as I see, are no circumstances under which state is justified in placing its welfare ahead of mine. All right. Wyo, the firebrand female revolutionary, says, that's a most self-centered evaluation. Manny responds, I'm a most self-centered person. If we did a third party, I think we have to have a party where we hammer out initially what the platform of the party is collectively. It's not for me, but this is what inspires me. He asked the professor, but what are your political beliefs? Well, he says, I'm a rational anarchist. He says that a rational anarchist believes that concepts such as state and society and government have no existence save for the acts of self-responsible individuals. And I'm not advocating, I don't even, this is just a term, right? It's just another label. He believes that it is impossible to shift blame, share blame, or distribute blame, as blame, guilt, and responsibility are matters taking place inside human beings singly and nowhere else. Or maybe that's going to have to be it in terms of my because I can't find it and I'll waste too much time digging for the quote. But I feel like, to me, that's sort of where I come from. And I think that there is the left-right thing and the polarity that you were speaking about. We've all been led astray. We have two halves of the brain, apparently, and they serve different functions. And they're supposed to be operating and, rational engineering side versus dreamy visionary side. Every human has one. So I feel like, we've got these conservative impulses. We've got liberal impulses. Now we've made it against the law almost to have sympathy for either side of the other brain. And I think that's why we're messed up.
There needs to be a balance. I agree. But part of that has also been driven by narratives, right? We're being used as pawns in this good guy, bad guy narrative that both parties have been using. And I feel very cheated by that, really cheated, because I think either party should be pointing to the other party and saying, you know what, these are the points that I agree with you. I mean, they're both sides have their good values. They do. But we have been manipulated, especially these last 5 years, to literally hate one or the other, when there's great reason to have discourse with one another and find out why the other might be so angry. I mean, I'm not a Trump supporter. I raise my hand. I did not vote for him. A lot of values he brought to the table, I do not agree with. But I would like to know why so many people who followed him were angry at the system. I would like to sit down with them and find out, why are you guys angry? Tell me, what's happening to you that I'm not getting from mainstream media, guy?
Yeah.
You know, I want to sit with you. And because if you're angry, there's a reason why you're angry.
Yeah.
And there's a very good reason for a lot of people to be angry.
Very good reason. Not just being angry. We like to paint the Trump people as all being angry. Many of them would have voted for Trump because the notion that there are within this 1 year that 1.7 million people have come to the border was a astonishing and dire possibility if they voted for Joe Biden. That they had the notion that if you're really going to spend $2 trillion or how many trillion dollars on some infrastructure thing that's just going to be a money dump for, I mean, people made a rational decision. And so I don't even want to paint those people who voted for Trump as being angry. Of course, there's frustration in everybody, but yeah, no, I feel like we've got a great country. The ideals, the mission statement, I still cannot think that there's anything more beautiful and whimsical than life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What a mystical, strange thing to throw in to start a country about, that you get I mean, how does that go? Well, where does that lead one? That means like freedom. That means like, go do your thing. Anyways, Barbara, that was the 15-minute warning a minute ago. So thank you.
Thank you
for these positive words this morning.
Absolutely.
And we'll be in touch. And we are connected as humans. All right, California Public. Barbara would like to be the next governor, but that's going to require a party. And there may be some other candidates, Barbara, out there. We're going to have to listen to them all. But change is here. Change is coming. We can't even stop change. Change is irreversible. But how can we help it along and keep it rolling and positive?
That's right. Thank you so much.
All right.
Talk. High five.
Cheers. All right. Thanks, Barbara. Good morning and good day, and see you later.
Next time.
Soon.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Guy. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye. You too.